We often consider issues of hunger, nutrition, and agriculture to be prevalent in other places around the world and turn a blind eye to what is going on right in our own backyard. So, why is this a social justice issue? Because it is unacceptable that every human does not have their basic human rights and needs met. In violation of Catholic Social Teaching Theme 1, Life and Dignity of the Human Person, God created each person in his image and likeness. So if every human does not have access to food and water, we are doing something wrong. This is also in violation of Catholic Social Teaching Theme 4, Preferential Option for the Poor and Vulnerable. The needs of the poor and vulnerable must come first. In our society, we need to constantly ask ourselves, how are the poor doing? And if we can't say that they're doing good, then our society needs to change. Living in poverty prevents every human from having equal access to food. Poverty is an issue that is discussed casually all the time. But if we really take the time to reflect on what it means to wake up every morning and not know if you're going to eat, I think we could all realize how serious this issue is.
Your dignity is tied to every other human being on earth. When millions of us struggle to survive, human energy is diminished. When so many of us are still hungry, human potential is suffocated. Poverty has many forms, but no borders. To become fully human, we must free ourselves from the tyranny of poverty and from the grip of hunger everywhere. As we end poverty, true prosperity begins. As we end hunger, we all start to flourish. We have the ability, means, and capacity to create a world where all humans have dignity and our potential is fully realized. This is the story you are shaping.
Obesity rates are higher than ever in America. This is an issue because God created our bodies to be respected, and respecting your body includes eating nutritiously and living a healthy lifestyle. Obesity can lead to numerous deadly diseases, so it is important that we address this issue head on.
So here in the South Bronx, this is the lowest income county in New York State. We have the highest rates of obesity. And this map is showing in the neighborhood we're in now, more than 30% of the people being obese. Very high prevalence of diabetes. Just a short distance away here in Manhattan, the Upper East Side, where it's the highest income neighborhood in the city, we have very low prevalence of obesity, very low prevalence of diabetes.
There's been a recognition of the seriousness of obesity as an issue for the whole country. But if you look at the state of Tennessee and Nashville, which is where we're located, it is a crisis level here. I mean, we rank at the bottom.
About 1 out of 10 adults is walking around with diabetes. If you look at people who have not graduated from high school, it's 1 out of 5.
The red spots in this particular map are where the highest rates of poverty are.
We know that in this area, almost 1 out of every 3 children is considered to be overweight or obese. And this is an area, as you were saying, with poverty, the average household income is less than $25,000 for a family of 4.
What happens when an expecting mother needs to obtain the right amount of nutrients to support their baby, but can't because they are poor? Our society needs to help these women because we need to ensure that they stay healthy and that their babies stay healthy. They need our help. In the world, there is enough food to feed everyone, yet people are still hungry. We need to ask ourselves how this happens and why. Are we letting people starve to death? Just imagine a child with no mother or father living on the streets and having to worry about eating every day. That should be enough for you to care about this issue.
Did you know that 1 out of every 5 kids doesn't have enough food to eat? 1 out of 5. 1 out of every 5 kids.
Can you turn the bag around and look at the other side?
Oh, I didn't know it was in America. I don't know what to say to that. Makes me feel bad. Makes me want to cry. Wow. That's a lot of kids. It's kind of unfair because some people have too much stuff and some people have too little. For me, I always get to eat lunch. And if that's a meal that I'm missing, I would feel very disappointed. It makes me feel like, what are we going to do to fix this? What is something we can do to help fight hunger together?
So over there we have a wall with tons of ideas, and we want to add your idea to the wall.
Kids could think, oh, that's not possible, or oh, I'm too young to do this. But it is possible, and you're not too young to do it. Donate money as much as I can. Make Thanksgiving every day. We should all get a group and try to find the foods that would be easiest to give. And we can take the food to homes where they don't have food. That's a small way to have a big effect. Post videos about children not being able to eat. Everyone brings canned food and they build a big fort. And then they donate all the canned food. And then they can have everything for free. If there was a machine that could make food, my machine would change it to 0 out of 5 kids being hungry. The tiniest ripples make the biggest waves. If all the kids in the world got together and did something big, they could impact the whole world.
However, there is positive news, and part of this is the Catholic Church's response to hunger, agriculture, and nutrition issues. In Give Us This Day Our Daily Bread, leaders in the church expressed the church's belief that food is a basic need and a fundamental human right. They continue on to explain how Pope Francis launched a global campaign of prayer and action to ensure that everyone around the world had nutritious food. This demonstrates an application of the Church's official teaching on hunger, which is that every human has the right to have their basic food needs met and to not be hungry, but also to have nutritious food. As Pope Francis said, we are living in a culture of waste. This is very evident in how much food is being wasted in the United States. The Pope addresses this issue in the encyclical Laudato Si', where he talks about ecology and touches on how consumerism has led people to become numb to the amount of food that is consistently being wasted. This verse from Proverbs chapter 19 states it best when it says, "Whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will repay him for his deed."
Well, born and raised in Homewood, Illinois. Moved out here in '86, doing cabinetry work. Did it for a few years and everything dropped out of the bottom. Shepherd Table is a place for me to come and eat every day and take a shower every day.
It's a program where you can visit and see the mission carried out daily as people who are coming in from the community need something to eat. 365 days out of the year, every day, come rain or shine, snow, whatever, we're here for them.
People here are good. I like them. At least it's clean, it's got good food.
A mobile food pantry is actually a food pantry on wheels. It's just another way that Catholic Charities helps with that part of their mission to feed the hungry, in addition to Shepherd's Table. You just show up and our volunteers will help you all the way through the line, get food, assist you back to your car, and that's it.
I mean, it is one of the main corporal works of mercy. Give food to the hungry and drink to the thirsty. And the Lord said, whatever you do to the least of my brothers, you did it to me.
One in 8 people in America struggle with hunger. For that one person, it isn't always clear where their next meal is coming from. That's why one meal can make all the difference. It begins when a meal like this comes through the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks. Before a meal can get to someone's table, it comes from a food pantry or meal program. There are 60,000 of these pantries and programs across America. They're places where many volunteer to help their struggling neighbors by supplying them with the meals they need. Before going there, this meal came from a food bank, a member of the Feeding America nationwide network that collects and distributes food. And before the food bank, before the food pantries and meal programs, this meal began with something else, an act of kindness. $1, one donation, 1 hour of someone's time. These acts of kindness come from businesses, farmers, national and state programs, and people like you. Together, these acts spread through the Feeding America network to bring meals to more than 46 million people every year. From one act of kindness to a food bank, pantry, or meal program, one meal can make a difference to the ones who need it most. Together, we can solve hunger. Give today at feedingamerica.org to help bring more meals to Americans struggling with hunger.